Hello guys, welcome to today's episode on web development series. And from here you can see this is just a form that we have created earlier on in the previous episode. So for today's one, we are gonna look at how we can manage our data to the local storage. All right. Local storage is basically a storage, okay, that comes along with your browser. Okay, so the storage that comes along with your browser, and right now we are going to see how we can manage our data and store our data to the local storage. So you might want to ask why we need that. Okay, let's say for primary purposes, sometimes you can want to store something to your local storage and make use of it over and over again without having to ask the user, to put in the information again. Okay, so let's say the user is trying to log in, and now this is a login page. The user is trying to log in, and when he clicks on submit, you want to store this data, and then you want to put it in your local storage. Okay, so that when next the user comes to this website, to this place, he wouldn't have to add his details again. Okay, so how can you be able to do that? All right, let's go ahead and refresh this page. I think it just automatically coming to this place. Okay, you have to just create this basic login page. All right, it's already in our previous episode, so in case you have not gone through it, just go back and check what is there. Okay, and then after that, we need to cache the user's details. All right. Okay, first thing we're gonna do is to say, after writing this, you just come here and say local storage dot set item. Okay, so there are basically two things you need to know here. One is to set an item, and one is to get an item. So when you're setting an item, you're gonna set you can just say username to be username. You can set another one, password. You are setting it to the user's password. All right, and I will explain this right now. What I have here is okay, what I have here is local storage does set item username, and then I'm setting to username, and then local storage does set item password. I'm setting to what? Password. Okay, what this thing entails, what this thing means, that I'm storing a variable. Okay, I think that is wrong. Should be local. You see, if I am getting it right, yeah, local storage, capital S. Okay, so what I'm doing is that I'm storing the username of that user as keyword username. Okay, you can use anything at all to store the user's name. Okay, but I'm using this case username to store whatever thing that is the username, and I'm also using the keyword in my own case variable rather, and password to store the user's password here. Okay, so this only will occur when I handle this submit, when I click on this button. All right, and that is when it will show me that. So I will just go ahead and come to this place. Let me say I now impute Dunkostek as the username, and I come here and I say the password is 123456789. All right, so notice I'm just gonna inspect. I'm just gonna right click if you are on Windows. Okay, or you can just double click on your mouse pad if you are on MacBook. Okay, and it will bring up this short model for you, and you can just go ahead and click on inspect. Okay, now when you click on that inspect, you can decide to expand this by clicking this, and then go to this place, click on this place. Okay, and then scroll down to where you see application, click on it, and then you can just notice there is this storage here. We have these storages: local storage, session storage, index DB, and all the rest of it. Okay, so two types of storage we have here, just local storage and session storage, but we are gonna make use of we're gonna make use of a local storage. Okay, so expand this and then click on this local host. Okay, when you click on this local host, let me clear what is here already. Okay, when you click on this local host, you should see empty. Here should be empty key and value. Okay, so it is telling you that this actually the storage for this particular website, and our website is localhost of what, 3000. All right, and then this key and value is basically what we have here. This is key, this username is key as a variable, and then the value is what we are storing there. Okay, so notice what is gonna happen when I click on this submit right now. It should update here. Okay, let's go ahead and click on this submit, and as you can see, it says Dalco's Tech logged in successfully. And okay, I think I have a problem somewhere. Let me see how what the problem is. Okay, it should still be capital I. Okay, sorry for that, capital I didn't get it spelling rightly. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and do this thing one more time. Okay, everything is empty. Just go ahead and click on it and then click OK. Notice that we now have key and value stored right here. Okay, we have the key and value stored right here. So with this, you cannot be able to make use of the user details. Maybe you want to say whenever it comes to this your website, you don't want him to keep logging in. You will just go ahead and check whether this user is logged in. If the user is logged in, you can now if the user is having some details in the local storage as username and password, you just know, okay, this user has been logged into our website before, and then you can now extract his details from here. Okay, now when you start details from here, you cannot be able to use it any way you want to use it in your program. Okay, so let's say we now have this. How can we now be able to use it? Okay, how can we now be able to use it? Let's say we're gonna have one more page, and that page is gonna be for profile. Let's say we're gonna have profile page, so that whenever a user logs in successfully and he comes to profile, okay, he's gonna see his profile. All right, that's his details. You can just say profile.js here. Okay, and RFC can serve at the moment, and we have this. So what we're gonna do right now is to say constant of user details. Okay, because you want to get some user details from the place we stored it. You gotta say constant of user details is gonna equal to let's just use a state variable rather. Let's say set user details. Okay, user details this way. Okay, and then you can just use a state of let's just use an empty string for now, because the username is a string. Okay, so what you're gonna do right now is to run a function that will get the details. You can just say get details. Okay, I'm writing a function right now. I'm gonna say get details to be equal to just something like this. Okay, I'm gonna say cost of detail. Okay, cost of detail to be equal to local storage. Remember, like I said before, we have to set and to get. So I'm gonna say local storage.get this time around, because I want to get the item right now. I no longer I've already set the item in local storage. Now I want to get it. Now it's gonna ask me what item am I gonna get. It's saying what key. Okay, if you can remember, our key for username was username, and then our key for password is still password. So I'm just gonna say I want to get only username for now. So I'm gonna just put in username, and I'm just gonna log out to make sure that I am on the right track. I'm just gonna log out. Okay, I'm just gonna log out the detail right now. Okay, so when we come to this place, this thing will not automatically run. Okay, it's not automatically run. So let's just say we want to use a button to initiate it for this purpose. I don't want to show us an advanced way until we get to that point. All right, so let me just go ahead and do something else. I'm just gonna say right now I'm gonna have this way, and then I'm gonna have after this let me have another div covering this. Okay, just so on, and then I'm gonna have probably a button. Okay, I'm just gonna have a button, and I'll say get profile. Okay. So you get profile. So when you click on this button, let it be that whenever you click on this button, then this action will run. Okay, this function will run. I'll just go ahead and say on click. When I click on it, what do I want to do? I want to get the details. Normally it should get it automatically when you come to that page. Okay, but for the sake of this tutorial and this point, let us just use an action. Okay, let us just use a button so that we will not be lost along the process. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and check this out in my profile. Okay, let's say whenever the user click on this submit, this website should automatically go to the profile. So how am I gonna do that? I cannot use HTML anchor here. Okay, if you can remember, when you come to your return statement, you can just use an anchor tag that will just give you a head and then reference, right? But when you are coming to your function, you cannot use that here. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna say window dot location dot header so equal to slash profile. So what this thing is gonna do right now is, lately it has finished setting up this thing. It will just cause the browser to enter into this location, but this location is not yet known in our program. So how am I gonna do it? I'm just gonna come here and come to this place, copy this, and then paste again, and just write in profile, and then call the function here profile. Okay, as you can see, and then it's just right here, and I will save this. And up to this point, I think we are okay. I'll just go ahead and come over here. Okay, so already we know that this is already showing in this our place here, in this our local storage. So we have to get to the console because I want to get something from the console. Okay, when you click submit, notice that it will take me to the profile page. Okay, let's watch. And already it takes me towards the profile page, and now asking me to get my profile. So what I had to come to the console is because we have console.log. Okay, when I click on this button, you have console.log. So let me just say, when I click on it, will it actually log out what we want to log out? Let's now confirm. When I click on get profile, notice that it logs out what Donko's tech as the way we want it. Okay, so let's say if we now have this, we're now gonna set our username, our user details, that what detail. Okay, I only wanted to make sure it logs out the exact detail. All right, that was why I had to console.log it. Okay, so now that it has console.log that the detail, and we have set it to our user details. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm just gonna say user name is. Okay, I'm not gonna use this in a right, and now say user details rather. Okay, user details. Okay, so whenever the user clicks on this particular get details, you get the user details. Okay, by the way, we are setting the user details to whatever thing that is in these details, right? Yes. So just come here and then just give a break. I'll just go ahead and say break this line. Okay, so if I click on this now, let's see how it goes. I'll click on it, says what username is this. All right, username is this. Okay, so that is basically how you can be able to store a thing to your local storage and also be able to retrieve that particular detail from your local storage. By the way, it is not only a string that you can store in a local storage. You can even store an array, you can even store an object, you can store anything at all you want to store depending on the particular thing you want to do at that particular time. All right, so let's say we come here. Instead of having to have a button here that will show us to click on this particular button to get our profile, what about just having to use this particular thing as a direct state? Okay, I'll just say use state of this. Okay, so what am I trying to do here now? I'm just trying to say cost of username is actually use state of this. Okay, let's go ahead and check it out. for now we are gonna leave out this. We're gonna comment this out, okay? Because I remember what I'm trying to do right now is that I don't want to click on the button anymore to get my profile. I want it to be whenever I come to the website, as long as this thing exists, as long as there is a detail in actually in this particular local storage, it will store it for me. Okay, it will store it for me, and then I cannot get it from here. Okay, so I'll just come here and say, let me refresh this page. As you can see, it's already showing me without me having to click any button. Okay, if I come here again and change here and say user A, and then the password means whatever thing the password is, I can just say 1 2 3 4 5 or 6, and then I'll just go ahead and submit. Okay, and it says what user A. So you can see that I was able to catch the details directly without even having to say click a button to get click. Okay, so this is how, just imagine, this is how some websites can be able to get your user details and avoid you coming to your profile and then having to log in over and over again. Okay, just imagine some of the applications you make use of, some of the websites you make use of, whenever you come to your profile, you don't need to log in each and every time. Okay, so the first time you logged in, they were able to store it. Okay, so one of the ways they stored it is actually this way. Okay, though it is not the most efficient way, but for the sake of this tutorial and for the basics, okay, this is actually a way to store it. All right, then let's imagine the user while registration, let's say you have a registration page. Okay, you know, you ask the user several questions, and the user had to input several things: his name, location, address, phone number, and all the rest of it. Okay, so when he now logs in, okay, when he now logs in, you actually store those details. Okay, you actually store those details he had input already while he was registering in your local storage. Okay, so when you now store it in local storage, so when it comes to this profile page, you cannot be able to extract those details from your local storage and then show the user, and that just is. Okay, so I want to say thank you for staying true, and if you have not already subscribed to our channel, I will advise you, and I also plead with you to please do well to subscribe to our channel. And plus you're gonna have so many builds in the future, and you will sure enjoy our upcoming classes. Thank you.